Hi, Virgo. This is Kathy. Welcome to my channel, Kathy Mamolen, Psychic Medium. Welcome to a timeless love reading. Let's see what Spirit has for you today. Let's see what's next in love, what's coming, whatever Spirit wants to share with me. I will put your playlist for all of the timeless love readings in the description below. I will tag a couple of videos at the end and about halfway through for some other Virgo videos for you. So welcome, everybody. Welcome to anybody that's new, and thank you very much for my returning subscribers. Virgo, 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 it is your turn. Let's see what Spirit has for you. Spirit, could you please guide me? I am listening for you now. What do you have for my Virgos? I am listening for you now. Security. You are safe and secure with your partner, and your relationship is harmonious. Okay. Yeah. Security is really important, whether it's emotional. Here's harmony again. This partnership will bring peace and harmony to your life if you allow it. So I have harmonious and I have harmony. I don't know. Maybe we're very in sync, like those relationships where you say, I just feel in sync with this person. I just feel, we are going by the same beat, we're driven by the same things. We have so much in common, just things are going your way. I've released. It's time to let go of a past relationship so you can welcome in this true love. So if this love hasn't arrived yet, this sense of somebody is on their way that makes you feel this sense of harmony, okay? Makes you feel this sense of connection like no other. So sometimes we really do have to let go of that past so that we have that clean slate. So Spirit knows what it is that you want. Spirit, please share with me, what do you have for my Virgos today? I have a 7 of Cups, lots of options, right? 6 of Swords, 6 of Swords. I have an 8 of Wands, 8 of Wands, and I have a, I'm sorry, I just lost my train of thought for a second. I have a star. Okay, I have a star. I was looking at, what happened is I was looking at the star, but then I was looking at these shadows holding hands. And I was just like mesmerized for a moment there with those shadows, because I could just see this sense of, you don't have a shadow unless there's 2 people standing here casting the shadow. So it was almost as if it was, like real to me. It was like right here because I could see that shadow. So, wow, Spirit, that was Spirit held my attention there for a second. That's good. That's what the cards are for. The cards are for me to see something that I wouldn't otherwise see, right? A 7 of Cups, this sense of there's a lot of choices out there. There's a lot of people being put on my path, but there's that one that changes the direction of my life. Okay. There's that one that comes into my energy, and it really is like no other. Okay. It is the sense of your life changing on a dime. Okay. This sense of a compass, right? Like it's on my path. It is almost in the universe. Of course, we know it's in the universe, but the sense of it changing on a dime. I love that. The sense of my life is about to change also. So I have a feeling like this person's just now coming into your energy, or you're about to meet this person, and your life is going to change. Your life is going to have a dramatic change because of this person. Absolutely. Here's the world, this sense of our whole world is going to open up. You're ready to begin a new cycle. You're ready to start some amazing, part of your life. And it all it takes is this one person. I have the Knight of Swords. So he is coming in to tell you, I have to tell you, you have somebody that is coming in fairly quickly. Okay. Your life is about to change very quickly. And I feel like you both feel it. It's almost the sense of a private conversation where you say to each other, like, where did you come from? Like, I can't believe you're in my life. Where did you just come from? It's almost like this shocking, um, pleasant, of course, surprise, but it's like you weren't in my life a week ago. You weren't in my life a month ago. And now I can't imagine my life without you. I love that. Like, where did you come from? And it's such a nice, it's like you were sent, of course you're sent divinely, but you can't help question how intense this connection is. You can't help say to yourself, like, um, again, you weren't in my life, weeks ago, and now I can't imagine my life without you. And I do love this sense of like, hold my hand, hold my hand, walk with me, with that shadow that caught me so off guard. That's okay. Thank you, Spirit, for sharing that with me. I don't know, maybe there'll be a day that you're literally walking down the street and holding this person's hand, and you will look at each other's shadows and you'll say, I can remember Psychic Kathy saying, I'm going to notice my shadow with you. Like, I don't know. I just feel like it's significant. Otherwise, Spirit wouldn't have made such a big deal about that card to me today. Maybe you just really notice it. Like, I don't know. You're walking down the street. You'd have to be together to have a shadow. So that tells me you're together. I have a scythe. Okay, so sudden, unexpected accident, cut, release. They had said that they wanted you to cut something out of your life. I do have the number 10. I have the number J. Could be January 10th. It could be as simple as that. If you have any ties still, even if you don't feel like you do, just keep asking Spirit to release anybody from your past. If there's somebody that's still reaching out to you, still trying to get your attention, you don't really want to go back to them, just cut them loose. Cut them loose. I have a mortar and pestle. Okay. Blend, brew. Okay. Let's see. Breaking things down, making something, a potion, a spell. I'm under this person's spell. Look at these 2 10s. There's something going on here with the number 10, guys. So keep that in mind. 10th of the month, October, 10 days from now. Maybe you've been together for 10 days, because does feel like that sense of somebody's just come into my life and you came in out of nowhere, and like, where did you come from? Prince of Air, could be a Gemini, okay, within 4 to 8 weeks during the spring. Let's see. Talkative, responsive, witty, inquisitive, flexible, social, a lover's card. Being able to communicate, right, with this prince of air, somebody that I love talking to, maybe somebody who really holds my attention. We have a lot in common. There was that sense of harmony between us right from the beginning, that we are able to communicate. And I also love the sense of witty. I love the sense of they make me laugh, or they have a great sense of humor, or even when things are bad, they see the humor in it, something like that. Get rid of a ball and chain. For some of you that feel like you're still dragging emotional baggage. Okay. You're still dragging, what somebody said to you years ago, or how somebody treated you years ago. Just keep working towards releasing all of that energy. And I know you're doing a good job with it. And when this new fun energy comes in out of nowhere, like, where did you come from? I love that. An albatross. Okay. Baggage again. So somebody, not for all of you, but for some of you, you could feel like you've got somebody in your life that you have a very hard time moving on from. Maybe you have a child with this person and you have to remain connected to them. You have to talk to them. And you just have a very hard time moving on in your romantic life because of that connection. So for some of you, just know that Spirit has something so much better for you. I have a child. Okay. Beginnings. Okay. It could be a new beginning. It's spontaneous. There's that sense of spontaneity. Absolutely. Looking at things from a different perspective. Okay. The number 13, there's the number J again. Looking at things from another perspective. Like, I have the ability to have fun again. Okay, that's how it's coming into me. Like, I am entitled to that. All right. And you're entitled, my Virgo, you are entitled to have that kind of newness, that falling in love, that everything is fun again. Everything is new. It's the first time we kiss. It's the first time we made love. It's our first date, whatever that newness is to you. And you deserve that. You deserve that. I have a stalemate, standoff, no way. Okay, blocked, refusing to compromise in a competition. Now, what's jumping out at me is more the sense of whoever this ball and chain is probably a little bit jealous, probably has no chance of getting you back, but probably a little bit jealous that you're moving on and you have a new life, and that, that you look like you're happy. And, so behind the scenes, you get somebody that's envious of your life and a little bit jealous, a little bit bitter, they just said. So somebody's watching you from afar for sure. I have a man, a person, I love this card because it goes from number 28, could be the 28th of the month. But I love this card because it goes through these stages. It goes from you're my boyfriend, fiance, spouse, like it goes through like all the stages that we would go through in a relationship, whether it's a boyfriend or a girlfriend, right? So boyfriend, girlfriend, fiance, spouse, commitment, however you want to say it, masculine, feminine energy. And it's always this feeling of like we're going through all the stages. And I love that card for that reason. I love when I pull that particular card because I want to go through all the stages with somebody. I want to know that this is real. I want to know that, it's going to turn into something. I don't want to waste my time, Spirit just said. I love this energy of you weren't in my life just days ago. It could be weeks, it could be months, it could be whatever, but you weren't in my life, period. And now you are my life, right? Now you are my life. And like, how did this happen? I love that. I love that. 8 of Wands. Yeah, again, this person may come in fairly quickly. It changes the course of your life, Spirit just said. This connection is going to change the course of your life, whether it's we end up in a committed relationship, we end up being married someday, we could have children together if that's what you want. Like this person changes the course of your life. And that is how I feel. Yeah, you're destined to be together with the Judgment card. You're destined to be together. It is part of your path. It's part of your journey. You may be surprised, like this person came out of nowhere, but it was already predetermined. King of Swords. You can communicate with this person. We already know that. We already know this person is honest and open and truthful. Spirit just said that we can trust this person. If that's something that you have struggled with in the past, I can trust you. I can, it's almost like this person saying out loud to me, you can trust me. You can trust me with anything. Everything we talk about is private. Everything we talk about is sacred. Queen of Wands. Now, this is more, yes, they have a desire for you, but this is all about how you feel. It's this feeling of, I don't know. I wasn't, like I said, I wasn't expecting you to come into my life. You've changed the course of my life. I didn't know I had these feelings. I didn't know that I could feel this intensely for somebody. We fall in love with how we feel. Okay. We do fall in love with the person and we want all those things about the person to be wonderful. But at the end of the day, it's how that person makes us feel about ourselves. And that's what you're starting to realize. Like, this person makes me feel amazing. This person, I can feel, adores me. Okay. I know they adore me. And it's almost the sense of, I tell my mother, I tell my sister, I tell my best friend, they say, hey, how's it going? They're just like, oh, he's so into me. He or she, they're so into me. And I know they adore me. They just keep telling me they adore me, but I just know it. I can feel it. So I don't know about you, my Virgo, but I want to be adored. I want to be adored, and you deserve it. Magic is everywhere. They're thinking about you a lot. Okay. It's magical. You weren't in my life, and now you are my life. I love that. I love that. It's like you weren't even in my life, days ago, and now you are my life. I just adore that. I have some fog. Okay. So I feel foggy. Now that's coming into me as, when you first fall in love with somebody and you feel like you're in a daze. You feel like, you're making love all the time. You have all these, endorphins flowing, and, your whole body is like a chemical reaction of some sort. And you're in a fog, you're in a daze, because you're just so, I don't know, it's just so exciting. And you feel, even though you have nothing to do with drugs, you actually walk around going, I feel like I'm on drugs, like I feel like I'm in a different world. And that's so fun. Okay. So curiosity, drink me. They want to get to know everything about you, literally drink you in, right? Like literally get to know you, know everything that there is about you. I love that. Asking lots of questions. Okay. Love spell. Let's see. Seeking out an old love. Now, I do have that kind of old past. There could be somebody in your past or their past. I don't want to say unfinished business, because I do feel like this person's falling deeply in love with you. But I do feel like there's always that one person in the past that you kind of compare the next relationship to. So I wouldn't say that they are seeking them out as much as they're reliving, some similar experiences, because you're both grown-ups, you've had other relationships. And you can't help but compare, but this is a different love. Okay. This is a new love. Adjustments required. So when those feelings come in, whether it's your feelings about, let's just say you were married before, and now this is your second time around, you're really falling in love with this person. And, you can't help but kind of reflect about what you went through with your ex, right? So they need you to just kind of put it in perspective, put it into, it's now, this is different. This is a new relationship. It's totally different. This is a new person. This is a different person. And try as best you can not to compare. Okay. It's hard. Try not to compare. There's a transition going on here. Okay. I'm transforming from, this person's changing your life. This person's come into your life, and now your whole life is going to change because of them. So we are going to go through some kind of transition. We are going to figure out how we can be together, or how our schedules work, or that we decide that we want to be together. We decide that we don't want to be with anybody else, Spirit just said. That's an important step in a connection. And I don't know. This person just adores you. Ace of Pentacles. Yeah. I want to build a life around you. It's the sense of, I feel lucky I found you. I feel like this is a gift. I don't want to let this go. I don't want to let you go. You are so beautiful. Why do you need me? So there's a little bit of insecurity. Like maybe you're the best thing that's ever happened to them. Maybe they weren't expecting to fall in love with somebody who has like all the packet, the whole package, like you check all the boxes for them. So there is a little bit of a sense of this is too good to be true. But it is true. And that's what Spirit wants for you. When these things happen, when we fall in love this deeply, it is true. And Spirit's saying, well, maybe, like maybe this is the one. We don't know yet. All I know is this feeling of, where did you just come from? Like I feel like I'm doing drugs when I'm with you. Like it's just so surreal. So maybe this is the one, and that's okay. That's beautiful. That's what we want. Think before you act. I think you've been cautious. I think that you have, you're mature, you know what you want, you've had other relationships. I don't think that you have anything to fear in this connection, but certainly be safe, be smart, all of those things. You don't ever want to get hurt. I am obsessed with your body. There might be a little bit of obsession. There's a devil card there at the 15. They could be a little bit obsessed with you. Maybe they're totally into you. Maybe it's very, very physical in the beginning. And that's not necessarily a bad thing either. I would say that that's probably pretty normal. But they're totally obsessed with you. Seek a professional advice. I don't know if it's professional advice as much as bounce your feelings off of your friends, bounce your feelings, with somebody that's known you forever, and just help you put this in perspective so you don't feel like you're going overboard, or you're trying to slow this energy down a little bit, or you're trying to just kind of take it as it goes and not get ahead of yourself. Like if you have a tendency to overthink things or put too much energy into one person right away. So I do think ultimately it's going to turn into something so much more. I have an Ace of Wands. Yeah, there's no denying the passion. There's no denying the passion. If I asked you to stay, would you leave? This could be the Four of Wands. It could be like, will you sleep over? Will you stay over? Do you want to stay in my life? So there could be some I'm going to say crossing over point where we go from, we are definitely interested in each other to, we want to see where this goes. When you finally look at each other and you say, hey, let's give this a try for real. Let's not see anybody else. Let's take ourselves off of dating apps if we're doing things like that. Let's be exclusive, all of those things. So I do feel like I'm doing like a little bit of a crossover in the days ahead. So we're gonna start to commit on some level, whatever that level is to you. Okay, so that's exciting. I'm so confused. That fog I had before. Sometimes when somebody comes into our lives out of nowhere and we think it's too good to be true, we can't help but doubt it. We can't help but say, like, I'm just waiting for the bubble to burst, or I'm just waiting for this to all go away. Don't think like that. You have been manifesting this, you have been wanting this, and this is what spirit wants for you. So there's no confusion. Just enjoy it. Enjoy this kind of love. I can't think straight around you. You're falling in love. It is a little bit foggy. It is a little bit foggy when you're falling in love, and that's okay. That's okay. I can't think straight. They can't think straight. I wish things were simpler. The early days are the hardest. The early days of scheduling conflicts, getting to know each other, that kind of cat and mouse game that happens, that back and forth that happens, until you guys settle into some kind of pattern routine where you love being together, where you look forward to being together. So you guys will figure that out. There's two separate lives that have to become one. So there's a little bit of back and forth that happens, right? I hope you feel the same way. This person adores you. I love that. I want to be the one that gives you everything you need. They want to be the one. Like, will you be with me? Will you be with me? So I think you're both feeling the same. I love when I feel it's mutual. I love when we're both at the kind of the same level. Like it's not like one is in love with you and you're like, I'm not sure. I love when you're both going at the same pace. You're both falling in love at the same time. It just all works out that way. It always works out for the better when that kind of energy is taking place. I really do love you and I want you in my life always. So don't be surprised if this person is very crystal clear about I'm moving in that direction. I'm moving in the direction of I really want to share my life with you. I got to tell you, right from the beginning, my Virgos, this whole sense of like, where did you come from? I'm so lucky. Nothing compares to you. Where did you come from? Spirit sent them, right? Him or her. And it's divinely sent. It's divinely guided. It's divine timing is how they came into you. I think it's beautiful. I think that spirit is starting to give you lots of clues. I just want to give you a couple of clues. When I said clues, it was like spirit made me look at my little clue deck. Let's just get a couple of initials. Maybe that will make some connection. Nothing compares to you. Let's see. I have the letter B. They could be taller than you. Maybe you love their hair. Okay, I'll take that. Let's see. Trustworthy. I love that. The letter X. I have a letter N. Just a couple of clues, Spirit, please. Just a couple of clues. See if I make any connection with this is my person. I have an I. I love their voice. Maybe the sound of their voice is like what hooks me, like they just say all the right things. Spirit said, this person's really falling in love with you. That's nice. I have wealthy. You know what? I got to tell you, if you love the sound of their voice, you know what? These are good. This is great because these are like it's like the trifecta of what I want, right? I love your voice. They're trustworthy and they're wealthy. Like I love this. I love that. I don't know. They don't have to be wealthy, but you know what? Financially secure. They have a good job. They go to work every day. I'll take that too, right? I want the person who is there for me is what I really want. Spirit, can you share with me any messages of when they're coming? Let's see. The winter time. They're not here. They're on their way. Okay. If they're not here, they're on their way. Maybe they're, I kept getting that letter J earlier. Could be January, something like that. I have the number 4, could be 4 days, 4th of the month. That's nice. I have next month. Well, I'm recording this in December, even though these are timeless. So it could be January. I mean, that was kind of pretty crystal clear. 4 weeks from now would be January also. So we could have somebody coming for some of you in the winter months, early winter months here. And they said one more nighttime. Maybe I'm going to meet this person at night. We're going to put this out to the universe. We're going to ask Spirit to guide you. And I'm excited for you. You've got somebody that adores you. And it's this incredible sense of like, where did you come from? I'm so in love with you. I just love that. I love that today. I want to thank Spirit for this reading. If you're new to my channel, please remember to hit that like, subscribe, ring the notification bell. If you'd like to book a private reading with me, I will put my website links in the description below.